Hi, welcome to practice. I'm Casey and this is May, and today we're going to be doing our Yin Yoga for the Enneagram Type 2. This is a 25-minute video. In the video I uploaded previously, that was our 60-minute Yin. So to clip it down to 25 minutes, today I do not do breath work, and we will not be discussing the Type 2 stress and security points. Type 2 is children, Type 2 wings, spirituality, self-love, and self-growth recommendations. If you haven't already, I would suggest hopping over to my channel and watching the intro to the series video, as that describes how I upload videos, as well as a little bit more things about the Enneagram that I don't go into in each individual video. The passion of the Type 2 is pride, and because of this, we're going to be working with the Spleen Meridian today. When our Spleen Meridian energy is out of balance, we tend to experience things like self-centeredness and sympathy craving, which we find are common attributes to the Enneagram Type 2. Also, I thought it was kind of a cool metaphor that the spleen meridian governs our elimination processes in our body, and the Type 2 kind of needs to be in check with themselves, asking themselves, what can I eliminate from my life, or what can I say no to? That way to make room for more healthy and beautiful things. If you would like to bring along props today, I would suggest a block, a blanket, and a bolster or a couch pillow. If you'd only like to bring one, I would suggest a couch pillow nearby. Please like this video if you like it, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. I upload videos every Tuesday. Please feel free to leave comments. I'd love to hear from you on either the Enneagram side or the Yin side, how you're feeling, how you're doing. Let's go ahead and start practice today in a wide knee child's pose. Bring a block or blanket over and place it under your sits bones. This gives you a little extra lift as we come into this child's pose variation. Stretch your arms out long in front of you. Thread your right arm under the left armpit for a twist. Rest your right cheek on the ground. For a deeper bit of a twist, you can bring your hips up so your thighs are perpendicular to the floor. If you choose this variation, just ensure your neck doesn't feel pinched. Another variation would be to move your left arm behind you, perhaps even tucking your hand between your stomach and thigh for a bind. There is quite a bit of variation within each Enneagram type. One variable is whether the individual is considered unhealthy, average, or healthy. The Enneagram Institute website says average twos want to be closer to others, so they start people-pleasing, becoming overly friendly, emotionally demonstrative, and full of good intentions. They need to be needed, so they hover, meddle, and control in the name of love. They are a self-sacrificial person who cannot do enough for others, wearing themselves out for everyone. An unhealthy two can be manipulative and self-serving, instilling guilt by telling others how much they owe them and make them suffer. Their aggressions can result in illness, which leaves them feeling vindicated in their misery, so they burden others. A healthy 2 is encouraging and appreciative, empathetic and compassionate. They become deeply unselfish, humble, and altruistic, giving unconditional love to self and others. They have an awareness that service is important, but take care of themselves too. They are nurturing, generous, and giving, a truly loving person. Bring your right arm back through to mirror the left. Thread your left arm under your right armpit, allowing your left cheek to rest on the floor. You may decide to remove the block or blanket for this hold, since your torso has gotten relaxed in this posture now. Pick any variation that works with this side. This posture integrates both targets for us today: the spleen meridian, which we're targeting now on the top and inner area of the thighs, and a twist. Twists go hand in hand when working with the spleen meridian. In addition to restoring the normal spinal rotation, twists have a squeeze and soak action. The organs are compressed during a twist, pushing out blood filled with metabolic byproducts and toxins. When we release the twist, fresh blood flows in, carrying oxygen and the building blocks for tissue healing. In the book, The Road Back to You, Crone and Stable write that 2s are the most sensitive to criticism of all the types, which probably means if you're a 2, discussing the 2's passion or sin might be a bit rough. It's going to be okay to be able to talk about 2s and health. We have to discuss where they go in unhealth, which is governed by the passion. The 2's passion is pride. If you are a 2 or know a 2, this may sound like the last word to describe a 2, because they appear to be so giving. Crone writes, "Pride reveals itself in the way 2s focus all their attention and energy on meeting the needs of others, while at the same time giving the impression they have no needs of their own. The sin of pride comes into play in the way 2s believe other people are more needy than they are, and that they alone know best what others require. The help unevolved 2s provide others comes with strings attached. Because 2s care so much about appearing to be selfless, they will cut out or avoid as much as possible anyone who sees them differently." bring your left arm back through, mirroring it to the right. Use your palms to come upright. Swing your legs around in front of you and straight out. Windshield wiper your feet back and forth a few times. Bring your block or pillow over to sit on. This will create less flexion in the knee for our next posture. Shift to the left, bending your right leg, placing the foot near your right buttock, keeping your left leg out long. You can stay upright here or deepen this posture by resting back onto your palms. If you would like to go further, place a pillow lengthwise under your back to lie your back on, or rest back on your elbows. At any point, you can remove the props and rest on your back for half saddle. Find what shape feels good in your body for this side today. We are working with the spleen stomach meridians today. I felt this paired nicely with Type 2s, as Type 2's passion is pride, and when the spleen meridian chi is off balance, we experience self-centeredness and sympathy craving, both common attributes of the Type 2. When the spleen chi is balanced, however, we can experience a sense of being at home in ourselves. I think this is a beautiful picture, as 2s are quite concerned with others always feeling comfortable and at ease. Working on their passion and spleen energy, the 2s can cultivate a sense of home within themselves instead of always for others. In her book, The Enneagram, Helen Palmer writes a great review of Type 2s. This list is called Preoccupations of the 2s. Gaining approval and avoiding rejection. Pride in the importance of oneself in relationships. Pride in meeting the needs of others. Confusion in identifying personal needs. Romantic attachment to the great man or the inspired woman. Hysteria and anger when emerging real needs collide with the many selves that have developed in order to please others. An intentional style of altering oneself to meet the needs of others, which can lead to empathetic connection with other people's feelings, or a manipulative adaptation to the wishes of others as a way of assuring their love. Slowly come up using your elbows and your hands. Release your right leg long in front of you. Do a few windshield wiper motions. Slowly roll onto your right side, bringing your left leg bent and next to your left buttock for half saddle on this side. Remember to take any modifications you need. This side may feel totally different than the right side, so don't just do what you did on the right side, but take a moment to lovingly feel out this side. Perhaps you are not a Type 2. This means you may need some assistance in loving your Type 2s in your life. Understanding Enneagram types is so helpful in loving others. If you aren't someone who feels you can only receive love if you've given a service, you won't naturally speak love in a way a Type 2 could understand. Abby Howe gives some great tips in her video, Top 10 Ways to Love an Enneagram Type 2. Remind your 2s that they are doing enough and that they are enough on their own, and remember to express gratitude for the kind things they do and who they are as a person, no strings attached. Give your Type 2 physical affection. As a general rule with Type 2s is that their love language is physical touch. Take an interest in their interests. Present them with opportunities for self-care where they are alone, and give them forced breaks when they are feeling burnt out. Lastly, if you are in an argument with a Type 2, kindly and with reassurance for your 2, let them know you need to cool off before you continue in a discussion. 2s feel what everyone around them is feeling, so doing this allows them to separate your emotions from their own. Gently bring your torso up. Release the left leg long. Rest back onto your palms, doing wiper motions with your feet. It may feel good to bend the knees here and do wiper motions with the legs. We're moving into full saddle here, so decide whether you want to keep the block under you or not. Come to a kneeling seat. Have the shins under you or to your sides, whichever feels good in the knees and hips. Slowly begin leaning back. You can stay on your palms and still get a great hip stretch here, or move to your elbows, or lie all the way back. Another prop to use here could be a blanket between the mat and your knees for a little height and support. If you're lying down, arms can be overhead, out to the side, or running along the side of your body. The last point we're going to meditate on today are practical tips to take off the mat for Type 2s. You 2s aren't going to like this, but trust me, each number has growth points that feel a bit painful. The biggest tip for 2s is helping and giving anonymously. Twos struggle with pride in that they feel they and they alone can meet others' needs and like to present that they have no needs of their own. Twos tend to give or serve with the mentality that they will receive something back, which is undoubtedly followed by resentment and disappointment. Twos tend to draw the conclusion that when they are given accolades or acknowledgement, that equals love. Inversely meaning when they don't receive these things, they are unloved. Giving anonymously hits all of these points, leading an average two on a path to integration. Twos also need to resist the urge to call attention to themselves and their works. Let it be. Calling attention to these things does not lead to more genuine praise. More likely it results in making people feel resentful and uneasy. Other tips are to let others reach out to you. You do not have to be the keeper and resuscitator of your relationships. Create boundaries for yourself and keep them. Allow yourself to be supported by others and tell others what you need. Lastly, twos, it is okay to say no. It is okay to say no and not provide a reason. It is healthy to realize when you cannot take on another thing and just say no. Gently bring your torso up. You can do this by coming to your forearms and your hands. Engage your core to come up, either bringing your torso up before you straighten your legs or after. Each body is quite different in how we come out. Move all props aside and lay out long on your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Give a light squeeze here, gently tucking the pelvis up to massage the lumbar spine. Let the legs go out long, preparing for Shavasana. It may feel good to bend the knees and bring them to rest on each other, feet planted wide. Take a moment to survey your body, adjusting it to make it as comfortable as possible. Don't ignore small details. When parts of your body are still asking for attention, they are not completely at ease. Go inward. What needs to change? What needs to soften? Turn your attention to your breath. Inhale through your nose and be aware of the breath as it fills your lungs. Your abdomen rises. Without pause, begin the exhalation, continuing to breathe through your nose while allowing the abdomen to fall naturally as air leaves your lungs. Relax and allow the rhythmic nature of the breath to take over as inhalation and exhalation flow effortlessly into one another. An effective and gentle way to practice self-compassion is through self-talk. Here are a few mantras for twos to remember. Memorize them, say them to yourself, write them around your house, write them on your planner, whatever you have to do to allow them to take deep seed within you. I am worthy of my own attention. I voice my needs. I am wanted. I love without expectations. I can let go of others. I am loved for who I am. Slowly bring awareness back into your body, tuning into the sounds, feeling, and temperature around you. Bring gentle movement back into the body. With your eyes still closed, roll onto your side, knees tucked in. Especially if you are a 2, I want you to really feel what is going on in your mind and body in this posture, which we call fetal position. Let this posture be a reminder to you that you can be cared for and held by a universe and a people without doing a thing in service. Gently come to a seat. I hope you will continue on this Enneagram journey with me through all the types. I upload a new video every Tuesday. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you've enjoyed this video. If you aren't a 2, I hope you have discovered ways to love the 2s in your life. Gently blink open the eyes. 2s. Our world needs nurturers like you. We need your love, attention, and comfort. Please make sure you are being as kind to yourself as you are to everyone else. Bring the palms of your hands together at your forehead. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. Namaste.